This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. This is my review for the new Mortal Kombat movie, which released this weekend, and I will warn you there are spoilers. But remember, I'm not always going to warn you about spoilers because I am going to give the faith that if you click on a video about a movie reviewing it, that you know there's going to be spoilers in it. So, don't go whining to me if you haven't seen the movie and you decide to watch this, or any other of my videos, because honestly, I know that, and I think almost everyone knows that, so I'm just telling you, if I forget to put a spoiler warning in something, that's not on me, it's on you for watching a review of something that you haven't seen yet. But let's go into the movie. I thought this was a really good movie. I had fun watching it, and the plot was really enjoyable. I watched it with my friends at a movie theater, and it was a great experience. I would definitely recommend to try to go back to movie theaters if you can, especially if you've got the shot. Even if you haven't, as long as you're fine with it, you should go. It feels so much better to do it, and I do recommend try to find a local theater that's showing it, because it's going to be a lot better to help a local business than something like AMC. That's what I did, and I had a great time. I'm not even invested in the Mortal Kombat series. The most I've played is maybe a few minutes of Mortal Kombat 10, and I tried out a few rounds in Mortal Kombat 11 earlier today, right after I finished filming this footage in Injustice 2, and the only reason I didn't use Mortal Kombat footage is because it might be monetized. Well, if I want to monetize the channel, the video would likely not be able to be monetized because of how graphic that game is. So I didn't want to make any risk, and I decided to go like this. But let's go fully into the movie, and I think it's pretty interesting to see how they did this. It was a very, very violent movie, and if you don't know that going in, you don't even know the basics of this, because even though I haven't played the series that much, I know that this is a very violent series, which is a very basic thing, and that's probably something we should know going in. But I think the fights were very well done, and it overall looked very well, and the plot, at least from what I saw, had very few plot holes in it. The biggest plot hole that I could think of is that Sonya Blade was able to learn her abilities so fast after getting them, and it all happened off screen. Sure, maybe there's a reason. Maybe it's because she was studying Mortal Kombat for so long, or something like that. But I'm not really sure, and that's really the only kind of plot hole I saw. But there's another one I just realized, and just to let you know, I really don't know character names in this, but the one guy with the metal arms, is that supposed to be his ability? Because if you think of it, if he didn't have the metal arms, what would his ability be? I'm not really sure if it's predetermined or it's just based on the person's personality or something. But I'm pretty sure there is a reason that I just missed, or is from Mortal Kombat, and it's probably just based on their abilities in game. And since it's such an old series, maybe there wasn't some thought put into it at the beginning, and I don't really blame it on them. Also, I feel like this was a very, very enjoyable, and I really liked that Scorpion versus Sub-Zero fight. And they did a very good job with that. I think they set up a good rivalry, but from what I heard is Sub-Zero somehow has a 5-movie contract, including 2 sequels to this. And, well, it's 2 sequels because I heard this is supposed to be a trilogy. And I'm guessing maybe like a solo movie for him. And he'd probably appear in a Scorpion solo movie. But those are just my best guesses. And the only real way I could see him coming back is, from what I saw, is in the games. He comes back as, I don't know, it's like a zombie or something. But that's at least believable since we saw Scorpion die in it. And he came back. So that's at least believable. And if you look on the other side, I saw that he has a brother that became the next Sub-Zero. So they technically just say that they were identical twins or something. But also, I don't know if that identical twin thing would work since he would have to be alive since the 1600s. And although there's a reason that Sub-Zero is alive, it's probably from that one guy. But there's almost no chance his brother is alive still. Unless there's some kind of time travel reason, but then it really wouldn't make sense why they would just go back in time and just stop the bloodline of everything, and you know what I mean, and just rig the tournament through time travel, since the villains would clearly do that. But I'm probably thinking way too into this, and maybe it's like retcon to be his son or something who looks exactly like him, or I don't know, a clone. But no matter what, I'm definitely interested to see where the series goes. And I want to talk about at least one flaw my friends saw in this, but I didn't see. As a problem, they thought that it wasn't as good because they expected the tournament to happen, but I saw that if the tournament did happen in this, it would feel a little rushed, and it doesn't really feel like it should have happened. Well, because if I think about it, in this movie, if they went from the third act, and we'll say that begins right after they defeat the guy with 4 arms and go back together and escape and plan to take on the combatants. If they went to the tournament in that amount of time, it would feel very rushed, and it wouldn't be as good of a movie, because it would feel like they were trying to rush everything to be finished, and even if they put in a little more time, I still feel like it would feel kind of rushed, and should be the focus of a full movie, and potentially 2 movies, because if this is going to be a trilogy, perhaps the next one has the first third of them getting a few more fighters, like Johnny Cage, I believe, but also will, in the next 2/3 of the movie, include them taking on the challenge of the tournament, and it will either finish in that one, and then the enemy will try to invade Earth just because they can, or on the other hand, they might decide to do something else and go into a tournament that spreads through the second and third movies. But either way, I think it would work. I think the MVP character of the movie was probably, I believe his name was Kano. Again, remember, I don't remember everyone's names. I'm just kind of doing this based off memory, which I think is the most genuine way to do it. But I think it was very fun, and was a very enjoyable character. And it's kind of sad that he was already killed off, but I guess he had to for the plot to continue. And I was predicting it in the movie, although I didn't really want it to happen. But he was still a fun character for this movie. But on the other side, I just really think that everything was great. There's really nothing on the other side, and really there's only a few flaws. And one of the few things I felt looked a little off was that one guy's metal arms before they grew bigger, because if you think of it, when you saw it, he was a huge guy, very muscular, and these arms were like little twigs compared to him. And I said it would kind of feel like if you mashed up Captain America with how Steve Rogers looked before he got the Super Soldier Serum, and it would just look very off because there are parts of the body that just aren't proportional. And I feel like he looked a lot better once the arms grew bigger, which I guess it did for plot, but I don't know. I just thought it was really one of the few things I had wrong with this movie, besides those other few plot holes I mentioned earlier. One of the things I think that was great in a scene was when they had the guy with the fire. Sorry, I really don't remember his name. Keep knocking over Kano. And that was just a really funny scene because that's how some annoying people play Mortal Kombat and Injustice. And if you can't see me doing that on the footage, it's because I'm not that good at fighting games and I just kind of like button mash and stuff. Really, I'm just not that good at these games. I don't know, like memorizing the combos, and I'm definitely more of like for type of player. I'd rather play something more like Batman Arkham or Spider-Man, where it's more combat based and you can do combos and stuff, but it's not all these intricate button uh, memorizations. And I just kind of play these for fun. Of course, I love Injustice, but what's even better than Injustice games are the comics, which I'll probably do reviews on eventually. But I think that this series was good overall, and I like this movie, and I'm really excited. I should probably go over the main character of Cole, because I haven't really gone over him at all. And I think that he was a very good lead character. It was very interesting, although there was a few points I was a little confused because I wasn't, I messed up a few things, because I thought originally that he was the child of Scorpion, which would make no sense because of both that being a daughter and the fact that happened in the 1600s. But there was the fact that he said that he was an orphan. And so it didn't really feel like it made sense, and I just had to go double check it after I saw the movie to confirm that he was just a regular descendant and wonder how he became an orphan. I also think it's a very interesting choice for him to have a family already, because I'm surprised the studio didn't want to put in some love interest to build up for, but I think it's good that he has a family, so we don't have to waste time in these movies with some pointless love story. It's also better for him to be a family man than a person just going in there and trying to both protect his family and the world. I also think it's definitely interesting that he is a unique and original character for this movie and didn't exist before. But really, that's all I think about the movie. I think it was a good movie, and I am excited to see it continue on to the next movie. See where the franchise continues to. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please like the video, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends, and may the Force be with you.